Good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right. Hmm. Let me see. All right, we're gonna do a live. We're gonna do a live here, and we're gonna see how it goes. Um. Hmm. This is probably my first YouTube live on my phone. Although I've done this, I did this back in 2020, I think. I did this back in 2020, but we're doing it again. We're bringing lives on YouTube back for Goosenov. The drawing live stream. Is there a chat window or something? I don't know. I'm getting used to it. Anyway, we're drawing stuff. We're drawing stuff. Oh, we do have a chat. Hey, Elmsy. Suggest things you want to draw if you want me to draw stuff. I'm gonna draw. I think I'm gonna draw a. What am I gonna draw? I'm gonna draw a brain surgery machine. I'm gonna draw a brain surgery machine. I am going to draw a brain surgery machine. And suggest things you want me to draw, and I'll do my best to accommodate. With that being said, it is late and I gotta go to bed soon. With that being said, though, also another thing that needs to be said. My brethren of YouTube, I haven't really been on this platform much. I just kind of schedule posts and then leave. Gosh, why isn't this focusing? Yay. All right. So what's the meta for live streams on here? Like, I don't know. Like, do people watch live streams on YouTube? Or is that like something old? Hold on, let's see here. Brain surgery machine that has like a rusty dough mixer attachment. That's pretty funny. Dude, that's pretty good. I like that a lot. Like a dough mixer. How would that work? Like a oh fucking hell. Okay. Dude, oh my gosh, this is fucking annoying. Okay. We'll just keep it up here and then it'll be good. Okay. That's pretty funny. How do we do that? I don't know if you guys know. Actually, I don't know if you guys follow me from my Instagram, or are you guys like only on YouTube? Because I'm mainly on Instagram. But apparently some people started following me on the old YouTubes. So, anyway, point is, I'm actually a mechanical engineer. So robotics is well, at least on paper, it's my specialization. So I'm trying to make this robot at least somewhat realistic. You know, it needs to at least be, it needs to be somewhat functional, you know. Eh. There we go. I don't know if this is a dough mixer, but I'm going to consider this a mixer of some sort. Isn't that like some sort of mixer? That thing right there? How does that work? Dude? Oh, how does this even... Dude, I don't think I've seen one of these. Actually, you know, I don't bake... Gosh, I don't remember the last time I baked. I think the last time I baked, I tried to make cookies, and it ended up turning into scones. Anyway, where were we going with that? I'm gonna make this like a Disney glove, like a little Mickey Mouse glove. What's the point? Oh yeah. But like, wasn't there like a form of mixer that does that, but it has like some sort of like handle thing, like some sort of like, you know, like a where you crank it and the thing mixes. That's I don't know. I don't know enough about baking to make an educated guess on how that's drawn. You know, you're pretty underappreciated for a cartoonist engineer. I appreciate it. Thank you. Insta for your lives, but found you from YouTube. Insta for my lives? Jeez, dude. Whoa. Whoa, that's crazy. That's wild. I don't think anyone followed me for my lives. I appreciate that though. I don't know, because I enjoy doing these, so I'm glad that that you appreciate it. Um, yeah, that means a lot, man. What's your favorite thing you've ever made? Ooh, that's a good one. There's a couple comics that have that hold a dear place in my heart. Um, I'm not sure. Oh, fudge. I don't know exactly though. There's one comic. There's a couple comics. Like, I don't know. I don't know. I think I stopped categorizing in my head the comics I like the most a while ago. A while ago. Probably in 2022. Um, but but when I was still categorizing comics in my head, my favorite comic was either the sack piercing comic that I made or the the sex box comic. Anyway, if you guys don't know what those are, I don't. I think those might be the funnier, one of the some of the funnier things I've made. But now they kind of all blend together, so I don't really know which one's which, and you know, I feel like when you start out something, right? When you start doing something for the first time, everything is all novel. Everything is new. Everything is like, it's like when you're a kid, everything seems kind of brighter. Colors seem brighter, things are novel. But once you do this for a while, and I've been doing this, I don't even know how long. I've been doing this for a couple of years now. I only got serious in 2024, though. Um, when you do something for a while, everything kind of blends together. I am working on finalizing a book, though. Once I have that book out, once I have that book, okay, that's a really funny idea, by the way. That's really funny. I think this really elevates this drawing from just being like a normal thing to like now it's actually pretty good. Anyway, I feel like once I read my book, I'll be able to appreciate at least the 2024 comics from the perspective of somebody who hasn't, just from like fresh eyes, like as if someone else had drawn this. And when I do that, when I pick up the book and I actually sit down and read it instead of like looking at an image, looking at a piece of paper that I know I made, there's some cognitive dissonance. Then I think I'll be able to objectively look at my art, you know, because well, I don't know. Can artists really objectively see their own art? I mean, to an extent, I think they can. Well, can artists see their art as if someone else had drawn it? And I think they can. There needs to be some distance from it, I loved the sex bot one. Oh, sex box. Oh, sex box. I When I drink, I predict the future. That's funny. Comics on your Insta are a plus, but watching the process of your brain putting thoughts on paper is entertaining. I love that. Thank you. Like an egg beater of sorts, doohickey. What's your favorite thing you've ever made? Okay, okay. Um, that's pretty funny though. When you drink, you predict the future. Um, oh gosh, there was a funny way of describing this. I'm forgetting. It's brain surgery. Oh, bargain bin. Oh yes, 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 yes. Oh gosh. See, this is the I need a better system. This is really annoying to work with. Anyway, let's see here. Uh, it would be really nice if copyright law didn't exist and I could play some nice music. Bar. Bargain. Bargain. Uh, bin. Wonder if there's a word for surgery that starts with B. I don't think so. I like the alliteration, but sometimes you can't do like complete alliteration. And sometimes doing complete alliteration where it's like Allie's apple apotheosis or something, it takes away from what you're trying to do, because it's like the words don't 100% fit in kind of the rhythm of what you're trying to go for. So, sometimes you just gotta, you gotta write surgery instead of, some weird, borehole. I don't know. I don't know. And an insistence on the form at the expense of all else, maybe that's not a good move. Surge. Speaking of live streams, though, maybe I move to YouTube, because I don't know. I don't know if Instagram really cares for the live stream side of things. Seems like it's not optimized for it. I think some people, they get like they get some big pull with their lives, but yeah, I don't know. It's just maybe it's not optimized on Instagram. Bargain bin brain surgery bot. Is there anything else? Is there any other B that could be used? Let me see. Hold on. I wrote it down. Hold on. It's actually, this was based on this comic, actually. Look, I built actually, let me just show you the comic. Look, I built a robot to sleep for me. Now I can get even more work done. Doesn't your brain need to sleep or something? Yes, I know. That's why I hot swapped my brain into this sleep bot. I think your brain surgery bot forgot to put your brain into the sleep bot a few hours ago. Whoops. Anyway, time to put my balls into a vice. Actually, yeah, it was just bargain bin brain surgery bot. I thought there was another B in there. Butchery, butcher bot, brain surgery butcher bot, butcher bot. That's good. And butcher. Okay, should it be butcher bot? Because that makes it seem like it's malevolent, which it's not. It's just it's like a poorly, like it's a Temu bot that like should not be used for brain surgery, but it is. I think and brain surgery. I think like oh, this is the worst ampersand I've ever drawn. Brain surgery and it's funny. It's like it's for brain surgery, but it's also like cuts your meat. Brain surgery, brain surgery butcher. How do you spell butcher? Butcher. Something like that. I don't think I've ever had to write butcher before. Isn't it funny? There's probably like so many common words you guys have just never, ever, ever written before. Butch. It's the same thing as like with like saying words. Like there's a lot of people who read a lot of books, right? And they have a wide vocabulary, but it's funny. It's very funny because they read a lot, but they don't speak the words, right? They don't speak the words. So oftentimes when they are having a conversation with you and they use some of the big words that they know from the books they read, they end up pronouncing it like in a completely laughable way, like in the funniest way imaginable, imaginable, the funniest way imaginable. I think this, because they've just never used it before. That's pretty good. I like that a lot. Look at that. That's pretty good. I like it. What are we doing here? What are we doing? I'm forgetting. Oh, yes, we need to draw another robot. We need to draw the sleep bot. Butchery. You've mastered the font. I appreciate that. Thank you. Hi, Goose Novington. I remember when you did the one documentary at your high school and you were talking about the quantum and whether or not Rhodesia should be created. Wow, dude. You remember way, way back that when. Yeah. I gotta I got to do that. I got to do more of that stuff. Actually, I have a new plan on revitalizing the old videos because I was very passionate about that. I was very passionate about the old videos. I'm going to read some more comments and then we're going to continue. YouTube definitely better. Seems to work for you in the best way. I mean, thank you. Clandestine comes with a lot of clandestine comes up a lot in my field, but I don't think I've ever written it down. Clandestine. Dude, this guy's with the CIA. This guy's with the fucking CIA. Hey, look, man, my CIA agent is watching. Thank God, man. Thank God. What do we call it? The sleep bot. Let's think about this. Let's actually think about this logically. What would a sleep bot look like? Well, number one, you need a pickle jar. The pickle jar is probably like number one, right? Actually, and I think this is like just a common staple of most of my comics. There's always a pickle jar for your brain, for the brains. And quite frankly, I was thinking while I drew that last comic, like, why is this a recurring theme? And I have no idea. I have no clue why I keep drawing brains in jars. I don't know. Yeah. I wish I should make friends with some psychoanalytic person and have them do some analysis on me. I feel like that'd be fun. That'd be fun. Bring them onto the live stream. Have them psychoanalyze me. Maybe I kiss her afterwards. Maybe I rub her belly. So what would a sleep bot look like? We got the jar, obviously. Clandestine. I can't even remember what I wrote. I drank too much, bro. Whoa. You said that when you drink, you can predict the future. I think. If old videos is the case, my first of yours was NyQuil chicken and waffles. Dang, dude, everyone watched NyQuil chicken and waffles first. Dude, you know why? It's because it was a collab. Fuck, dude. Oh, this is a good idea, dude. Okay, this is great. Okay, I'm gonna write this idea down because that's a good point. Because everyone, not everyone, most people who know me from my face know it because of NyQuil chicken and waffles. Let me write this down. Collab for new alt content, i.e. NyQuil chicken and waffles. See, this is why I love these live streams because we're like, I don't know, it's dinner and a show. It's dinner for me and it's a show for you because it's like dialectics. Like you guys are sharing your perspectives, which I'm digesting, and then I'm realizing like the different kind of interesting pieces of information in there, and then it helps me get more ideas. Like this is a great way to like how would you say it? Mental acceleration, I think. Maybe that's how I'm gonna say it. Ooh. I don't know about that. I'm trying to draw a little sleep cap. Oh, Ooh. I do need to figure out a way to do something bigger. I don't know. What I've noticed is some people kind of just push along content and they just do it for a long, long time, and they have like hundreds and hundreds of videos. And that's kind of like me, but not quite very efficient, I would say. Not quite efficient. So ideally, I think I got to keep experimenting with content, keep making stuff until I hit the thing that's like that really strikes the nerve, because like you gotta say stuff, I think, that that resonates with the collective consciousness. And I don't know. I think there's some things that I've done or said that have kind of done that, but it's more complicated. Like you really like if you're gonna hit it big, you really got to do something really good. And I don't think I've done that yet. So I got to do some serious R&D to figure out like how do you get there? And I don't know. I have some ideas though, and I think they're gonna involve this YouTube thing. I think that comes into play somewhere. But we'll see. Maybe it's just publishing a book. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's complicated. I don't know because I'm not content with just kind of I don't know doing like I'd like to do something kind of big. I'd like to do something at least the biggest thing I can do. And maybe it's still gonna be small. Maybe it's not something that's gonna be like, ground shattering, but I don't know. I feel like we all have an obligation to like maximize, some sort of impact on the world. And if that's having a family, then, have your family. If that's I don't know, doing something else, if that's like kind of really shooting for the stars and like trying to be like the next Napoleon or something, like, if you think you got a shot, then I don't think like if you genuinely think you have a shot at something, I feel like you don't really have an excuse to not do it. Like you have to. I mean, gosh, we all like literally have just this one life, and there's so many things that need to be done. There's so many problems, so many areas that can be explored and things to do, and infrastructure to build and whatever. So I think like to kind of think small and say, yeah, you know what, I'm just gonna do this. I'm gonna do like nothing. I'm gonna feel comfortable. That's my life goal. It's like, bruh, like that's like going into Minecraft creative and like deciding to just like I don't even know, like not building something cool. It's like going into Minecraft creative and like just killing a bunch of mobs because I'm safe. I'm just gonna do this because this is I don't know if that's a great analogy. It's like going into Minecraft creative and just like I don't know, playing like normal survival. It's like you have all the resources in the world at your disposal, and you're gonna squander it just to like not feel scared or not kind of challenge yourself, in a survival setting where you need to like, use your wits and do good PvP and whatever. This is a dumb metaphor, but you guys get it. You guys get it. I don't know. I will say, I think anyone who tries to like really shoot for something big and isn't doing it stupidly, like not like imagine some like mom who decides to like abandon her kids or shove them into preschool to like pursue some PowerPoint job. I think that's I don't know about that one, man. That's not pursuing a dream. That's like neglecting responsibility. But like if you're genuinely doing something good for the world and you're genuinely trying to push yourself, I think that should definitely be celebrated. Not not torn down. And you could say, well, who's tearing that down? It's like you'd be surprised. I think when people try and really shoot for stuff and they start succeeding, um, I don't know, people don't like that because it reminds people that like I have the chance to do something big, but I'd rather not because I'd rather stay comfortable. I'd rather spend less energy. I don't know. I don't know. Let's change the conversation. This is getting a little circles. And a little LCD screen on the side that says EP or woke. Oh my gosh, that's pretty funny. Um, EP. That's pretty good. I like that. EP or woke. I think that works. I think that does the trick. That does the job, I think. Um, Sleepbot. Yeah. I don't know. It's like sleep. Like we're literally playing a freaking video game with our lives. It's like, you know, like dude, we're all probably gonna die in some horrific way. It's probably gonna suck. And it's like, okay, like like I don't know. In the past, the way that I think people in like the military, like in some horrific army, in the Bronze Age had to think is it wasn't like, man, how do I maximize my my comfort in my life? How do I make sure that I feel as happy as possible? It's like no, they were like, I'm a cog in this giant army machine, and I'm going to throw my life at this problem. I'm going to defend my homeland against the Persians, or against the sea people or whatever. And I'm probably going to die and it's going to suck, but I know that it will be for a purpose. And I don't know, I think taking things way too seriously and saying like, I can't make a single mistake. I can't mess up. You know, I can't take any chances. That ends up just strangling you, I think. Um, and it's like, I don't know. It's like you kind of got to treat life like there's like you're playing a game with like save modes on it. It's like, what's the worst that could happen? Because like the thing is, if you don't, sometimes if you decide not to go, like if you decide to proceed with caution, um, then like the worst outcome ends up happening. And sometimes the only way, like you in retrospect, you'll say, oh shoot, that didn't work out because I didn't go hard enough. And what you realize is oftentimes, uh, if you said, okay, what would I have done differently in that situation? Well, I would have gone way harder. I would have taken a chance. I would have done something crazier. I would have said the thing, or I would have, I would have gone balls to the wall. I would have done something insane. Um, and it's like, well, in some cases, I think you just gotta, that's gotta be your default, where it's like, you know what, I'll send that email, or I'll, take that chance, or I'll talk to that person, or I'll take that risk, whatever, and some, oftentimes you'd be surprised at what pays off, you know. I think oftentimes in our heads we create an idea of like odds stacked against us, like impossible odds, like it's going to be impossible to do this. Um, like oh this there's like a 99% chance this will fail. And I think oftentimes our brain exaggerates it because our brain is trying to keep us safe. And the problem with like, I mean, obviously now you see like the problem with that. It's like if your brain is trying to keep you safe, and you can't really trust it to say the right thing to you, right? You can't trust it to build a reality map that's 100% accurate because it's trying to protect you. Now, the problem is like sometimes it's going to be telling you something to try and protect you, and it's going to be right. So there's times to listen to it. Um, but like sometimes it's overly cautious. And I think, we're not living in the Bronze Age. We're not living in a time where if you look at the king's shoes wrong, then he executes you. Gosh, look at Imperial China. Like that was really rough. Like they would they would kill an engineer for getting like they would kill an astrologer for getting the stars wrong, for making a wrong prediction. They'd kill like the head astrologer, and all the people under him. Um, but like that's not our society we're living in. Um, it just your brain is like, I don't know if that's the society we're living in. So like it's overly cautious. I think oftentimes it's overly cautious. It's like saying, oh shoot, if I talk to that girl, then the village will think I'm weird. It's like, okay, no, the village right now, even the village doesn't exist. So the village is not going to care about any social faux pas that you make. I think, you know. But then again, we're also living in a very weird time where sometimes the village does care. Let's say someone sticks a phone in your face and starts, berating you and gets a rise out of you. Then, oh shoot, now it's on Twitter and a million people see it. So it's like, I don't know. So now we're like hyper averse, like risk averse to conflict, maybe. And I don't think that's the only reason. I think there's other factors, but I don't know. We're living in a weird time. And I think the thing is, though, with life, mm, sometimes caution will kill you. Anyway, I think I've made my point. What else should we draw? Butchery. YouTube. I can't get the vice to clamp my box at work. What? Uh, uh, let's see here. I missed the chicken and waffles in Boulder. Yo, what's up, Tim? Tim's a YouTube fella. Interesting. A little LCD screen on this woke EPDP goo Bob. So I was talking about. You can't be talking like like the intricacies of humans. This is why I was talking about. You can be talking about like the intricacies of the human psyche while you draw this little fella. Ah, yes. I cannot read. I don't know how to read. So we drew that. I don't know what the hell that is. We drew that. We drew that. We need to draw one more thing. One more thing. One more thing. Ah, I think I figured it out. Yo, that's Drake. I didn't realize Drake was there. What's up, Drake? I got to draw a little fella. Little fella. Dude, I think you guys are really going to like this. This is going to be an incredible one. This is going to be something else. Did I say what this was going to be? Because I think you guys you're gonna relish the surprise. You're gonna relish the surprise. This is a surprise which you could have mustard, you could have ketchup, you could have many different things, but I venture to say, I venture to guess that what you're going to choose, the emotion you will choose, the condiment emotion, is going to be relish. You're going to relish this one. Actually, it's not an emotion. It's a it's the gusto, the gusto with which the gusto, the gustau, the gestalt with which you will enjoy this surprise will be will be relish. Anyway, how's should he have two hands on it? Ooh. Yeah, he's gonna have two hands on it. I gotta paint some of these. That would be good. That would be good. Goosenov LLC is now is making some progress. We're hiring some people. We're building the team. We're building a team. And oh shoot, it scared me. And with this team, now I have more time to do stuff. So maybe I'll be able to paint more. So that's like a lost art. It's like the lost art of Goosenov painting. Got to bring it back. The problem is the thing with painting. I don't know. There's like a meta I haven't really figured out yet. And maybe there is no meta. Maybe it's just like you need to, do like 10x the work with paintings. You got to do tons of paintings, but I don't know. There's two possibilities. Actually, there's a couple possibilities. One of them is with painting. It simply requires formal training. So you need like years of formal, reinforced training with like a person who knows the secrets of painting. Because there are definitely many secrets in the realm of painting. Good painting, not like some stupid modern painting, which is what the only teachers I've had were modern, like you know Banksy, not Basquiat kind of types. Um, but like someone who knows the classics, knows the secrets of that. It's like a legit science. So that could be one. The other one could be like you just need like it needs to be like your main thing, you know, to paint as good as Cezanne. I don't know, but maybe that was more of an impressionistic thing, like John Martin, to paint as good as John Martin or Hieronymus Bosch. I think that's how you say his name. Um, or Dali. Like, you know, you can't just guess. That's got to be like your thing. Problem is, my thing is currently this. I'm drawing right now, So I think it might take a lot more effort to do that stuff over there. But we'll see. We'll see. I don't know. Should I make more painting content? Would you guys like that? I don't know how to make painting content though. I don't know how you make painting fun besides like some e-girl thing, where she's like painting something and it's like I don't know. uh I don't know if you guys have seen what I'm talking about, but there's a lot of painting content on TikTok and whatever where it's like it's basically like it's an unabashed like thirst trap on behalf of like the person painting, which is why I stopped watching TikTok paintings. Like I was trying to learn from it, but now I basically trained my algorithm to say I don't want to watch this stuff. Um anyway, anyway, I think that like I looked at like dozens and dozens because I tried to make painting content. I was like, maybe I should like look at how these things are made. I looked at dozens and dozens and dozens of painters, and like 90% of them were like thirst traps of like girls painting whatever. And gosh, they were just like anyway. Um, but like I don't know. So maybe there's not really a market for that type of painting. It might be something more complicated where, well, yeah, where you either need to be really good at it, or it's just kind of like brain rot content where it's like a guy paints something and it's really not that technically impressive, but the way that he shoots it is really interesting. But it's like I don't know. It's like there's not really a lot of content in that. There's not really a lot of depth and meaning. Like to to I don't know, to make something that's like just designed to like passively entertain. Yeah, I don't know. I don't see much value in it. And you could say, well, Goosenov, that's what you do. It's like, no, I try and the point with what I make is to like say something. I'm trying to say things. Like entertainment is like part of it, but the main goal is to like I don't know. I'm trying to say something about reality or try and say something about the human condition or politics or who cares. Um, and like there's a like I'm trying to make something with some philosophical depth, and I think maybe oftentimes I fail at it, but like I don't know, like there's value in that. There's value in kind of learning, trying to understand the world better through a perspective. Um, I do think social media is a problem when it's just designed to kind of I don't know pacify the the boredom in yourself to just like be a source of like digital heroin. It's like that's dangerous. I think that's a I don't know. Doom scrolling has to exist with a purpose. Um, maybe, maybe I'm wrong here. Maybe I'm wrong. But anyway, oh shoot, I almost fell. No, I didn't fall. I just was going backwards. But oh shoot, I forgot about this. I didn't. I didn't draw some of this, some little foot boy, little football. What are we talking about here? Anyway, yeah. Doom scrolling is like video games. Like it's a substitute for genuine meaning. It's a substitute for I don't know, something meaning like I don't know, something generative. Now there's some times where, there's a place for video games, there's a place for doom scrolling, but I don't know, to just simply fuel the algorithm to like try and keep people trapped in there by like spending a lot of energy on how do I make this more addictive? It's like, ah man, I don't like that. I don't like that. Um, you try and make people's lives better with what you say and what you do. Like if your goal is like okay, let me just if I were to make something where you watch it, the only takeaway is um wow, that gave me some dopamine or wow, that gave me you know, there's a place maybe for some beauty. There's a place for, some humor and whatever and like kind of helps keep the juices flowing. Um, looking at maybe beautiful content or like architecture or whatever, it can help align your brain to understand that side of things better. Um, but but too much of that is too much, I think. You know, like if all you're doing is just watching humor, like what are you getting from that? Besides kind of, getting the mind kind of, just, getting a little extra dopamine on the side, you know. After you watch that humor, are you going to be able to attack reality better? Are you going to be able to do something, you know, good in the world? Is it going to change your outlook so that maybe when you approach a problem, you're going to be more efficient? Is it going to help you maybe engage in rhetorical, you know, combat better? I don't know. Um, maybe it will. Maybe it will. But I feel like you also you got to make the decision of like um or you got to be aware of like okay, what is this doing for me? I do like kind of passive consumption on the side while you're doing something like listening to an audiobook or maybe watching this live stream. Maybe you're doing something else. But like the problem with doom scrolling is it requires almost your entire attention. So you're sitting with your phone and you're scrolling in your hand and you don't get to like keep it on the side. It's an active process, which means that you can't multitask and you can't kind of be efficient when you're learning and stuff. I don't know. Point is, I think it's like whenever you make art that goes online that might be doom scrolled, it should provide a value to the person, not in terms of happiness, but in terms of something like giving them a tool to attack reality, a tool that will help them in some manner, maybe. I don't know, you know. Or another thing is maybe the goal is to push the dialectic forward, help, you know, push the kind of the debate that our society has about where do we go? What direction do we take our like the future in? Like, maybe that's I think that could be important because like if you think about it, like all human beings it's kind of like a big neural net. It's like a network of human beings that are all thinking about things. Most people care a lot about politics, care a lot about the future, care a lot about society. They think about all these philosophical things. Okay. And they talk with people, so exchange information. Maybe all these conversations are basically the same. Maybe all these political discussions are like, it's been had literally 100 million times. But in all of those 100 million conversations, maybe it's slightly different. Maybe there's a little information in there. And maybe that information, cascades and allows the market of human minds or the neural net or the AI of the collective human consciousness to make a better informed decision, you know. And maybe if you have like good ideas, maybe if your ideas are very different, going out there and making doom scroll content, or talking with people, or publishing research papers, or doing something like engaging with your fellow human beings, I think is an imperative, like it's necessary. Um, but I think it also requires that you're aligned to human interests, you know, that you're not just saying what you emotionally think is the best choice, like a communist saying that, oh, communism is great because it sounds really good, and it's like, I mean, and this is a tired talking point, but it's like a lot of people, they don't think deeply. And I think this is especially true if you're, maybe if you have a high verbal intelligence, or if you're good at like communicating in some manner. Like you don't have the luxury of just saying, I'll just say whatever. No, it's like you need to be right. If you have the ability to convince people, if you have the ability to be like a very strong node in the human network, you cannot be wrong. You cannot like pollute the minds of people with like horrible ideas that if they become popular could lead to the downfall of civilizations. Like, but the thing is, I think people, they don't have that, they don't feel that responsibility. They don't kind of realize that words have meaning, and they're powerful. Like too many people who are in power don't think, or when they do think, they think that they're just like they have self-righteous kind of, I have a self-righteous air about them that says like everything that I say is probably right. It's like, yeah, okay. Most people think that way. Most people think that way. Most people think, oh, these ideas that I just stumbled upon, that maybe I was born with, maybe people just indoctrinated me when I was younger. These are all right. Most people think that way, but like if you have power, you cannot think that way. You cannot just, and 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 I think this goes back to the European idea of aristocracy and nobility. It's like, why are they called noble? Like, what does noble mean? Noble isn't just like, oh, it's a different class. It's like, no, the aristocracy was supposed to be a group of people that were held to a higher standard. The ruling class of old European society was like, they were meant to be elites. But today, the ruling class, they're like, oh, I can do whatever I want. I'm gonna like the boomer ruling class. Like, what do? What's their big way of giving back to society? I'm gonna go on a cruise. I'm gonna go and buy another house for myself, or I'm gonna sell my house and make more money. And it's like, bro, what the hell are you doing? You have all this money. You're about to die. You're gonna die in 20 years, or 10 years, or 5 years. Like, dude, if you have like millions of dollars and you're about to die, think about what you would do. Like, dude, you should like build like libraries. You should build infrastructure projects. You should do some like huge programs, or build like monuments, or statues, or parks, or crazy skyscrapers, or like, I don't know, a collaborative machine shop that's like 5 stories tall that like people can get into for free. I don't know. There's tons of things you could do. And that's what the ruling class should be doing. But instead, they're like, they don't feel a responsibility. They think that they can just do whatever everyone else thinks, and they don't hold themselves to a higher standard. And I think this comes from the idea, from kind of the demonization of like upper classes, which I think right now is deserved. But typically, if you have a system that's actually properly functioning, like the upper classes, which are always going to exist, you could say, oh, we shouldn't have any classes. Like, okay, show me a society, show me any society that doesn't have any classes. Doesn't exist. So we have classes, okay? We're always going to have classes. You're always going to have someone who's smarter than someone else. You're always going to have someone who's taller or stronger. So you're going to have classes. You're going to have distinctions. You're going to have hierarchies. So if we have hierarchies, we need to ensure that the people at the top of the hierarchy hold themselves to a high standard and do what's best for others. Not what they feel is best, but what they know is best. And how do you make sure that they hold themselves to that standard? Everyone needs to bully them into it. Everyone needs to say, "Hey, rich person, hey, ruling class person, hey, elite, hey, noble. If if you're going to just sit on your wealth, if you're just going to, do nothing, if you're not gonna hold yourself to a high standard, then we're gonna depose you. It's like, I mean, this is how things have worked for like most of human history. It's like the mandate of heaven. I think Egypt had similar things. It's like, I don't know. It's like, anyway, blah blah blah. You guys get the point. But um, I don't know. I don't know. What I will say though, maybe, and this might be baked into the fabric of reality, but maybe those people who do hold themselves to a higher standard, the people who do search for the truth, maybe they end up uh, taking the torch of the nobles away and becoming the new nobles. And this might, I don't know, this might be true. It's like if your reality map is better than someone who is a liar's, if your reality map is better than a liar's reality map, then you will probably win. Because someone who does not religiously adhere to the truth is going to start making mistakes, and their vision of the world is going to lead them astray, and it's going to collapse at some point. The only people who win in the long term are people who align themselves with the truth. So, I don't know. That's the silver lining of it all, I guess. Anyway, uh fun conversation, fun conversation. I think we're going to end it. To be a politician is to inherently be a liar unless you don't plan on getting into a position where your words and actions are actually impactful. That might be true. In a democracy, that might be true. I think that maybe, did Plato talk about that in the Republic? I don't know. I think Plato said that democracies end up turning into mob rule, but I don't know. The straight and honest politicians are pretty low on the hierarchy, at least how I've seen it. Yeah, because as I said before, like most people, they take things right in front of them at face value. They don't realize that there's something behind that, you know. They don't think deeply. Most people don't really take the effort to think deeply because thinking deeply takes a lot of energy. And and you have to realize like thinking is not something that just thinking burns calories. Thinking is difficult. It's not something that you just get to do for free. And for most of human history, everyone was starving to death. Like we think that, oh, we're poor. It's like, yeah, everyone was poor. We're doing better than most people, but it's gonna, if things don't change, it will get a lot worse. That being said, everyone's poor. What does that mean? Everyone didn't have enough to eat. People didn't have enough to eat to the point where children were starving, and children, almost everyone's growth was stunted. Everyone was short. Everyone didn't have enough to eat. So I think evolutionarily, that pushes people to try and use as little energy as possible, because if you use less energy, if you think less, if you do less actions, if you kind of prioritize eating as much as you can, which is why there's an obesity epidemic, I think, you know, obesity plus industrial farming plus industrial sugar means, or industrial sugar and industrial farming, cheap food equals a lot of people are not going to have impulse control because they're trying to survive. But most people are aligned towards using as little energy as possible, and I think this goes into the mental domain as well. And the only way around that for most people, unless they have like some, you know, I don't know. Some people I think are okay with using more energy, but most people aren't. If you tend to try and use as little energy as possible, then I think you got to consciously try and rewire your brain and realize what you're doing, and like kind of brute force yourself into a different gear, which is what I think consciousness can do. I think the only way to solve a lot of your problems, especially if they're kind of like mental blocks or genetic blocks, is to consciously kind of force your way out of it. Um, but yeah. Anyway, a lot of stuff. This was a good one. Straight the idea of dialectics is insane when paired with faith in ultimate emergence of the good. Even when you lose, you win. That's a good one. Dude, Tim, I don't know if you're still on here, but we gotta have some more conversations. Man, especially if I get some more philosophy books under my belt, which I've been reading some. Ooh, our conversations will be interesting. I gotta go back to SF at some point. But yeah, the Goose Co. Oh, jeez, that's a good one. A robot that farms the ether for ideas. Dude, these are incredible. I love the way you draw the little fellas, really putting the little fella, the little and the fella into it. That's pretty funny. Okay. Sorry for not replying to your texts. I've been skimming Spengler again to give you a quality one. Good night. Yes. No, that's fine. I know things are busy, and it's also a wall of text. So, um, it's also mm, what I told you is kind of part of kind of my new nuanced kind of viewpoint on it. I think Spengler has some good ideas. Oh man, there's actually a couple different new things I've come up with there, but if he's right, if there's any truth in what Spengler is saying, we're in for a very interesting future. um, and I think it also allows for the possibility of history to actually accelerate. But I don't know. I We'll see about that. But yeah. Anyway, nice talking with y'all. This was a good one. I think from now on, I'm gonna start uh, live streaming on YouTube. This is fun. But yeah, I'll talk to y'all later and good night, everybody. Peace.